as they were a year ago. But all will be okay, I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling, I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.
Right, good afternoon. A little bit of an update on the little minimal I'm busy working on. One of my old projects I've always wanted to do. So what we've got so far, I've done a couple of things. I haven't worked on this for a couple of months. Had some other stuff going on. But yeah, let's give a quick update on what I've done so far in the last week and a half. So what I've done is, let me just, I'll take the phone out. Okay, let's see what we've done so far. Over here I've got the cluster pulley that's going to be on the motor. In front I've changed this pulley a little bit, made it smaller so I can get a bit of more RPM. The speed was a bit low. And then in the same time what I've done is on the back plate I've put a bearing in there. And I've turned these little bearing holders and it's welded on over here. This little section with the nut running. Now what this is going to be doing, there's a little plate that's going to go on here which goes down and then goes past the bearing at the bottom, which is going to do the tension on here. So in other words, over here in front I've done the same. I still got a weld on. I just left it off so you can see there's a bearing in there. And there's a bearing inside there. And there's the collar. So this is the same collar I've turned, which the bearing goes over. So you can see the bearing inside there. So what happens is on this little knob, when I turn this, this obviously is going to be stationary, but when I turn the knob, that will move up and down. So when it moves backwards, it's going to push the motor out, which is going to slow down the speed on the mill. So yeah, that's the design I'm doing. I still got to then weld on a plate over here, which runs that way. There's going to be a guide over here, which is going to press onto this back plate of the motor, which will give me the tension I need. And then obviously when you stand in front, this is going to be the front of the mill. Over here is going to be the knob. And then the next stage also is going to have a little tachometer, which I'm going to mount in a little box over here, which will give me the RPM. So when I turn here, I can exactly see on the display what the RPM is going to be. So that's going to mount in there. That's why I made this plate a little bit bigger. I've tapped the inside of the drill head over here. I've tapped in, put M4 machine screws in there. And then obviously this little wheel goes through there with the bearing, with the guide to the threads over there. Then the pickup, I'm going to mill a little recess in here, put the magnet in there. Made a little bracket over here, so that's going to sit over there, the pickup, which will then give me the display on there. Then also on here, I will put the power box, which will have the power supply in for the tachometer, and also there's going to be a light at the bottom shining down onto the bed and onto the cutter. So yeah, we're getting there. I've done a bit the last week and a half. So the next step will be to also weld on here and then make it the same. This was square, so I've welded and ground it nice and smooth. We'll do the same here tomorrow. And then I've left a little space in here because what I want to do is I want to turn another piece over here with markings on. Then the reading on the display here will also help me. But this came off my other milling machine, which is that big one over there. Well, it's not a big one, it's still a mini mill. It used to be on this one, which I took off and I put a bigger wheel on here. You'll see in one of my videos where I've upgraded this milling machine. It's also got the automatic feed. So for those who haven't watched the other videos, this little drill press has had a change and it's starting to look like this now, which the handle from here, it's moved backwards. I made this little track gears over here for the up and down. And then on top you can see where the guide is for the gear to go up. Slot in here, so this whole head moves up and down. The quilt is stationary. You'll see one of my videos where I assemble this. So that's done. And I've tested with the dial indicator. 0.03 is the max run out. 0.03. I've did change the bearings. You'll see on the other videos. So the next step is going to be, we're going to weld this little bearing shoulder on here. And then we'll make the brackets that goes all the way to tension up here. And then we'll do a couple of test runs. And then we'll put the plate on here for the pickup, which is going to sit over there with a magnet. That's why the shoulder is wider, so I can put the magnet in there. And then over here we'll put a small little 1 amp or 2 amp, maybe a 2 amp little power supply to give power to the tachometer, which is going to sit over here. And then also a light that's going to shine, LED light that's going to shine on the table. For now, we will use this Chinese made little cross slide vice section. But I will upgrade and make up a whole new one, which is going to be longer. And we'll also have more travel on that one. So yeah, that's the update so far. And yeah, from now on we'll back to putting the videos out and get this finished and see how it works. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, please thumbs up, subscribe. It does help the channel a lot. Thank you.